Yes, hello. Thank you so much for joining me here at Narcissism 101 Cracking the Code. So, what are we cracking the code on today, guys? What we're going to be cracking the code on is what actually happened? How did I get into this narcissistic relationship to begin with? What happened? Why did they choose me? If they knew that I was such a good person and they were such a bad person, why did they choose me? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Don't mind the way I'm dressed. I just got back from a little church service, and so don't mind the way I'm dressed. I hope it looks good. But no, we're gonna get into that. And like I always say, guys, if you want a one-on-one session, I do those. You can email me at paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com. Or you can just send me a message. Text me at 647-406-3057 if you want to talk, if you need someone to vent to, if you have an emergency that you need to talk about, then I'm more than willing to hear you out. I'm more than happy to help. All I ask is if you want to call, please send me a text. Just so that I know it's you and you want to talk about your narcissistic situation, and I'm more than happy to help. So, yes, we are going to get into what happened. What actually happened? Why did the narcissist target me? Why did I become a part of this relationship? What happened? So, I'll tell you what happened. So, we have to remember and we have to keep in mind that narcissists, in and of themselves, they're very shallow people. They're very calculated. They're very controlling, and they thrive off of control and they thrive off of what they can really get from people. And so, the narcissist, keep in mind, narcissists, and I mentioned this in my other videos, narcissists can't fall in love with anyone. They don't love their families. They don't love their siblings. They don't love their friends, their coworkers, their colleagues. They don't have any love in them. They're very empty people. And so keeping this in mind that narcissists are very empty people, what they look for is people that can offer them something, that have something that they can take from them. Narcissist. Keep in mind, if you when you find out someone's a narcissist, they can't love. So don't get this thought out of your mind that you can change them. That if that you have a special narcissist or something like that, like where they will be much more different than the others. Get that out your mind because they can't change. Narcissists, they all, and I mentioned this in one of my other videos. Narcissists all play from the same playbook. They're all the same. The only difference is how they're just different individuals that do it a little bit differently. So for one, they might love bomb you to the fullest for years, and then they devalue and then they jump to the discard. Or some might just devalue you right out of the gate, and then they'll just discard you like you didn't matter to them. But all narcissists, they all play from the same playbook. They're all looking for the same things in relationships. They're always looking for something that they can take from the other person. So how did you become part of it? Well, chances are the narcissist, how they found you or how they found out about you was through many means. They could have been searching. It's interesting how the world works. The world is very weird, where we have all this technology and people finding out about other people through different means. So the narcissist could have been searching on social media, on Facebook or YouTube or something like that. They could have found you there, or they could have just you could have met them, at the store, and they could have searching. Because keep this in mind too, narcissists, they love dating apps. Narcissists are all around, all over dating apps. Okay, so I'm gonna make a video on that actually later on about why you should stay off dating apps. But for now, the narcissist, they could have been looking on dating app, and for some reason you could have been on a dating app as well at one point, and then they could have found you, and they could have started a conversation with you, and then they could have met you up somewhere. Who knows? But the narcissist, they met you, and chances are they met you. Maybe you were just. Maybe you were going through a difficult time. Maybe you just maybe something happened for you. I don't know. Something could have happened. Maybe you just got some bad news from the doctor or something like that, that you were going to be experiencing a health concern. Maybe you just lost a lot of money. Maybe you just lost your job. Maybe something could have happened, and then the narcissist, they keep in mind, narcissists know what they're doing. They always know what they're doing. That's why I said just now, they're very calculated people. They know exactly what they're doing. And so during this time when the narcissist, they found out about you, most likely they wanted to see what they could take from you. And so what they were doing was, when you were explaining to them, chances are you were telling them everything about you. I just got out of a relationship, or I just lost a lot of money. They knew this. They were taking notes on everything you were saying, and they were storing it in their mind. They were storing it inside of them, to weaponize you at a later date, because that's what narcissists do. They're very calculated people. And so when they were doing this, when they were doing their reconnaissance on you, when they were taking notes in their minds, maybe they were even writing things down when you were talking to them, okay? Because some of them also do that. They write things. They like to write things down. They like to have a piece of paper to write things down. And so when they were taking down these notes, whether in their mind or when they were taking them down, they were using this to weaponize you. So, for example, some of the things narcissists look for in people, they look for people who have a lot of money, because, like I said in one of my other videos, what do narcissists love more than their money? They love your money. And when they find out that you have a lot of money, that's something that's going to interest them. They also look at they also look for people who have a high level of empathy, who are empathetic, who will tell them everything, who will be their sounding board when the narcissist is spewing their toxicity at them. Narcissists also look for people who have something of a possession. So, for example, if you live in a big house, or you have a good family, you come from a stable family, the narcissist is looking at this, and they're looking that they want to take that from you. They want to take you away from your family, or they want to take your family away from you, or they want to take this house away from you by getting you removed from your house and then them taking it from you. Yeah, narcissists are cruel people, man. There's nothing to them. They're empty people. And so get this, when the narcissist is doing their reconnaissance on you, they're actually getting supply from that. So, like, I'm gonna make a video on supply, don't worry. Essentially what supply is they're getting energy from you. They're getting energy from you explaining. They're getting energy from being in front of you, talking with you. Yeah, and narcissists, they love this. They thrive off of that. They're taking it from you as you know, because, and I think I said this in one of my other videos, that energy exchanges are real, believe it or not. So when you are talking to the narcissist, there's an energy exchange going on between the two of you, where you guys are there speaking, and they're taking notes, and there's an energy exchange. And believe it or not, because narcissists are very cruel, negative, evil people, they're of the devil. Your energy is actually being zapped, but you don't know it, because you thought that this person was just a normal, just genuine person. That's what you thought, right? Well, unfortunately, this person who's doing this on you, the reconnaissance on you, and they're trying to take as much as they can from you, that they're actually looking to destroy your life bit by bit by bit. So that's how, more than likely, you got involved with the narcissist. That's how it happened, where now you're in a relationship with them, and you don't understand why they were after you. Well, you had something to offer them. Maybe it was your looks. Maybe you were a very attractive person, a woman or man or whatever. Maybe you were in a job that they love, that they said, okay, wow, this person's a lawyer. Wonder how much money they have. Wonder how much money I can take from them. See, remember what I said? Narcissists love to take from people. They like to take. They love taking people. They like taking people's ideas. They like taking people's lives. They like destroying. That's what narcissists do. They're destroyers. They're cruel people. And this is what they thrive off of. And remember what I said in my other video. Narcissists, how they became like this is because of their childhood. So what I would encourage you guys to do when you meet somebody, okay, and you get to know this person, man gets to know woman gets to know man. Please do me a favor and ask them questions like, how was your relationship with your parents? How are your relationships? Do you have a lot of good, stable relationships? And by those answers, you can truly tell whether this is true or not. Now, here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen. So you're going to ask them these questions. And when you ask them these questions, if the person who turns out to be a narcissist, if this person gets uncomfortable and they start saying, oh, why do you want to know that? Even though they asked you that question and you were giving them honest answers, and they say, well, why do you want to know that? Chances are they're hiding something from you, and you should turn away and walk away from them. But if you get too far deep in, because I understand, some of us are desperate, some of us want relationships, some of us have been lonely for a long time, some of us have been divorced, separated, divorced, and we want to just jump out there and just get that. But the thing is, guys, keep in mind that good things, this is something I was told from when I was younger, which is good things take time. So if you want a really good relationship with somebody, it's going to take time. You can't rush it. You got to take your time, get to know the person. So when you're getting to know this person who turns out to be a narcissist, you get to know them. For example, you will get to know their family. You will get to meet their family. And here's another thing, and this is actually something I overlooked with my narcissist. When I got to meet her, when I was getting to meet her family and I met them, her mother, her parents and her siblings and whatnot, I got to meet her family. What I found really odd was that she didn't want my family to meet her family. And I thought that this was odd. Now, at first I was like, okay, maybe they're just different people. They come from a different part of the world and, at some point we're going to meet each other. But I actually found out this was actually a huge red flag, because why would the person that loves you so much be hiding, not wanting your family to meet their family? Why would they be so scared of that? Well, I'll tell you why. The answer is because they don't want to be figured out. They don't want you to figure out that they are in fact a toxic narcissist person. And so you just have to watch for that. You got to be really careful. You got to do your reconnaissance on them just like they're doing their reconnaissance on you. It's almost like a job. Think of the narcissist relationship as a job that you apply for. So you apply for the job. You interview with the employer. They interview you. They get to know you. You get to know them. And then you come on board with the job, but then what happens is you find out that this job isn't what they sold you, right? They sold you everything that this job would be the good fit for you. They made you feel good, and then now that you take the job, then you don't actually like the job. Well, it's the same thing with the narcissistic relationship, narcissistic relationship, because what happens is that you're getting to know the person, the narcissist, just as much as they're getting to know you, and they're studying you just like they're getting to know you just like you're getting to know them. So when you're there and you're speaking with them and they're talking with you, getting to know you ought to take notes as well. Take notes on them. How do they speak to you? Do you get the sense that they're being forthcoming, that they're being honest with you, right? Are they afraid? Are they okay with sharing information with you, or is it just a one-way street where you share your information and then when you ask important questions, they get threatened. They feel like, why are you asking me that? And they say, oh well, I don't need to tell you that, and blah 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 blah. Well, the answer there is that they don't want to be found out. That's why they're acting that way towards you. So definitely keep these things in mind when you're meeting a new person for the first time, whether it's you move to a new place, whether it's you just got out of a relationship and you're going out there to date. Definitely look for these things, right? Ask them the most important questions, because the hard questions are the ones that will reveal the most about about the person who you're trying to get to know. Okay, and if they are a narcissist, chances are they're going to answer your questions with a question. Make sure you understand that. I hope that made sense to you just now. If you're talking with someone and you ask them a question and they answer your question with a question, chances are you're dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person. Why? Because normal people, if you ask them a question, they should be more than okay to answer your question, especially if they ask you the same question and you give them an honest answer. But then when you ask them the question, they say, why do I need to tell you that? You don't need to know. That's none of your business. Or I'd rather not tell you that. Well, what does that tell you about them? That tells you that your relationship with them would be a one-sided relationship where you're giving to a fault but they give you nothing in return. Okay, so really keep that in mind when you're getting to know somebody and things like that. Really keep that in mind, because that's how a lot of people get trapped. Many people think that when they meet someone and they're telling the person about themselves, and then the other person just doesn't want to share that information, they think that, oh, maybe that's just who the person is. Wrong. That is totally wrong. That has nothing to do with empathy, that person just being a person of themselves or not. That has to do with the fact that that person is not a person you can trust. And chances are you will wonder to yourself later on, what else is this person hiding from me? Because if they're doing that now, just imagine farther down the road what else they're going to be doing. And so yeah, that's generally how narcissists, they find people and how they trap people and how you got trapped eventually, how you got trapped really. So really keep this in mind, guys. I hope that you found this video useful. That's how you got involved in the narcissistic relationship or marriage. But chances are, if you find these things out in the relationship, I wouldn't recommend that you go forth with this person in marriage, because it's gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse. And I've been here, guys. I know what it's like. Trust me. I've been there. I have my own experience with that. And so yeah, really keep this in mind, guys. Keep these things in mind. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, share. If you know somebody who's potentially going through this, they've just met someone, please share this video with them. And hopefully they can benefit from it. And definitely, if you want to book a one-on-one session, like I said in the beginning of my video, you're more than welcome to email me at paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com, or you can even send me a text message, or you can call me, and we can definitely talk about your situation. I have a lot of experience with this, so feel free to talk to me. Feel free to ask me questions if you have questions. Feel free to ask me questions. I have a lot of good answers I can share with y'all. If you have experiences, please put them in the comments here. I'd really love to hear some of your experiences, because even though I have quite a bit of experience, I'm still learning myself, and I'm always trying to learn, especially with a lot of the people who create their channels. For example, Andre Andretti, Dr. Ramani, Andrew at Narc Daily, many of the other people who create the content. Thank you guys so much for empowering people, for teaching people. People are becoming more aware of this narcissistic abuse, because it's a deceitful abuse. That's why a lot more people are coming awake and aware. And the Bible says that what is in darkness will come to light. And that is what's happening nowadays. Back in the days, this narcissism thing was held under wraps. Many people didn't know that narcissism was so prevalent, that it was such a serious thing. But it is, man. A lot of people are becoming more aware of this thing, and I'm trying to raise awareness on it as much as I can. So thank you guys for joining me here on Narcissism 101 Cracking the Code today. I hope that you found this video insightful, and I look forward to joining me next time. Thank you.